Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today I just wanted to do a get ready with me, and I will be using a lot of Shop My Stash items, a lot of Project Pan items, and then also kind of the main focus of this video is going to be on the eyes. I want to try to use all 5 of my eyeshadow roulette shades on my eyes. I did this last month as well, and it's kind of challenging. It's almost like a palette bingo, but it's across my whole collection and not just one palette. So if you missed my eyeshadow roulette and you're wondering what I'm talking about, I will link that below so you can catch up on that. But basically I just selected randomly 5 pans of eyeshadow from my whole collection, and those are shadows that I'm focusing on throughout the month, but I want to kind of figure out a way to make a cohesive eyeshadow look with all 5 of them. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start out with the Wet n Wild Dewy primer. I'm still kind of working on figuring out my thoughts on this, and this will probably be in my next review roundup video. Also, I have my window open because it's been kind of hot, and Heidi is sitting on the windowsill really enjoying the breeze, so I'm not gonna take that away from her right now. So anyway, if there is a little bit more background noise than usual, that's why. Oh, there's that primer, definitely very shiny on its own, but then I feel like once I put on foundation it kind of tones it down a lot. So of course I'm going to use my Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. I'm really trying to use this up this month, like by my next Project Pan update. It's definitely getting harder to get a full pump out of here. Like a lot of air is coming out now, so I think that means we're getting pretty close. Just gonna do a little bit of concealer now with the Too Faced Born This Way. This has been my go-to mostly because it's one of only 2 concealers that I have right now, and the other one that I have is very lightweight. So this is my higher coverage concealer. It's not full coverage, but it's like good coverage, I would say. I just really don't think it's possible to completely conceal dark circles when it's kind of accompanied by just like a natural shadow on your face. Like, some of it just has to do with my eye shape and my face shape being the reason why I can't like fully cover them up. And I think I want to try the NYX, is it their NYX Dark Circle Concealer? I've heard really good things about that one. I had the Pixie Correction, like Peach Corrector stuff, and that was pretty good. I didn't feel like it amped things up to completely full coverage, but I want to try the NYX one next and just see, just to have something to kind of like further the coverage a little. Oh, so one thing I wanted to talk about is my upload schedule. I feel like I've never really announced an upload schedule, but I've been kind of sticking to a schedule just for myself for a while, for the last few months, of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. And I did recently kind of sneakily add that into my description boxes. So now, yeah, I guess it's kind of official now. But I've never really cared that much about like if other YouTubers have upload schedules, but I feel like it can be kind of nice to know when to expect a video, especially if it's a YouTuber that you watch a lot of videos from. It is kind of nice to know when to expect a video. So anyway, that is kind of the schedule I've been sticking to. I would eventually like to really be able to like for sure promise 4 videos a week, but lately it's been kind of difficult, especially because I just adopted a cat, Miss Heidi, who's meowing right now. She wants me to play with her 24/7. She's been taking up a lot of my time, especially because she's been a little bit sick. Nothing serious, but things that require a little extra attention. So all that is to say, lately it's been more like 3 videos a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but I did add that sometimes Sunday to the schedule, so maybe like 50% of the time there will be like a bonus video on Sundays. And I really like doing weekend videos because for me it's easier since I'm not working on the weekends. I have more time to do YouTube stuff. By the way, that was the Besame Brightening Vanilla Translucent Powder that I used on the under eyes. I get the impression that people enjoy weekend uploads because it seems like a lot of YouTubers post during the week, so there are maybe fewer uploads coming out on the weekends, so there's more time. People have more time on the weekends. A lot of people have the weekends off of work and stuff like that, so I enjoy uploading on the weekends. I feel like it makes sense. Saturdays and Sundays, and it makes my weeks a little bit easier too, just having 2 uploads during the week. So anyway, just wanted to give you that little like channel update. I feel like I've been kind of scared to really officially announce it, but I think that now that I've kind of quietly announced it, I'll be more likely to stick to it anyway, because once I say I'm gonna do something, I have to do it. Like, that's my personality. Anyway, I'm excited to have that kind of out in the open now. I'm using, sorry, I haven't been saying what I'm using. I just set my face with the Milani Conceal and Perfect powder, and now I'm going to do a little bit of light contouring and bronzing with the Lolo contour. I finished the highlighter. If you saw my most recent Project Pan update, I was very proud of that. That is, I think that is the first time I've ever used up a powder highlighter, and I'm very excited. I just bought the duo of the Becca Champagne Pop, the powder highlighter, and then also the liquid highlighter in the Sephora sale. That's actually the only thing I bought, and I'm excited about it. I was kind of curious to see if it would actually be a good shade for me, because they only had the duo in Champagne Pop and Opal. And in my Sephora, decluttering my Sephora cart video, I said that I was gonna get Opal, and a lot of you guys commented and said, no, don't get Opal, like that's the wrong shade for you, it's gonna be too dark. So I was like, okay. So I did a little bit more research, and it's like sounded like Champagne Pop works for fair skin tones, and I think it does. Like, I wore it last night. It's definitely got like a golden tone to it, but it doesn't look too dark on my skin. Like, when a highlighter looks too dark, it kind of almost looks like it's creating a shadow on your cheekbones, but this one doesn't seem to do that. So I'm really excited. I wore it for the first time last night, and it was so intense. Like, I don't know if I'm used to that level of intensity with highlighters. I was kind of surprised. I mean, in a good way. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna use just my Lauren Brooke Cosmetics blush in the shade Sweet 16. I'm just really motivated to start making a lot more progress on this. I think I wanna try to repress it this month. Like, I want to get to the point where I need to repress it, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm kind of trying to use it a lot. A few of you guys gave me some tips for using up blushes faster. A lot of you said using it at, like, almost using it as a bronzer, not really, but like sort of taking it up on the temples a little bit, which I kind of was already doing with the Wet n Wild blush that I'm also trying to pan, but I'm gonna start doing that with this one as well. Also using it as an eyeshadow, just like as a transition color, which I've done a couple times also with the Wet n Wild one, but I want to try that with this too. Probably not today because I'm doing the eyeshadow roulette. I don't think I'm going to wear the Becca highlighter today because I think I'm going to do something a little bit softer and more pearly. I think I'm actually going to use the highlighter that's in this e.l.f. Natural Glow face palette. It's a very subtle highlighter. Like, when you're putting it on, you're like, it's not really showing up, but then you kind of turn to the side and it's like, oh, there it is. It's a sneaky highlighter. I really like it. I've been using it a lot. I kind of forgot about it for a little while, and now I've been using it again. So that pretty much does it for the face. Just gonna prime my eyelids with the Jordana Continuous Almond Jumbo Pencil. Probably need to sharpen this again. Oh my god, Heidi, you're being nuts. You're being nutso. Heidi is so wild. She is just a playing machine. Like, she just wants to play all the time. You would think that she's a kitten by how much energy she has, but I mean, she's only 1 year old, so definitely still is very kittenish, but like, she just ran into one of my lights over here. Heidi, oh my god, can you settle down? Can you please settle down, my love? Take a nap or something and then we can play? I love her so much. Oh, I realized that I never updated you guys on, this has been like way too long, on whether or not I was gonna buy the Riviera palette from Anastasia. I did a video, like a should I buy it, trying to dupe it with my collection, and in that video, I was pretty certain that I was gonna buy it in that video. I don't know why, but I just really wanted to buy that palette, and I don't know why I was so tempted. It's because it's Anastasia, and I'm just tempted to buy like everything of hers, but I ended up deciding not to buy it after all, partially because you guys left some really helpful comments letting me know, like, hey Sarah, like, you're really only missing like maybe 4 of these shades. Do you really need it? And I was like, you're kind of right, actually. You know, the only shades that I was really missing were like the hot pink, maybe some of the shimmers. And so anyway, I kind of was like, I should probably think about this some more. And I ended up looking at it in the store in Ulta and just feeling really overwhelmed looking at it. Like, it just was like so many bright colors, and I love, you know, I love playing with color, but it was just too much. Like, I don't know, I just felt really overwhelmed by it. And so I ended up realizing that I really didn't need to buy it, and I'm not gonna buy it after all. And I kept meaning to update you guys on that in like some sort of video, but I just kept forgetting to talk about it. Because it really was one of those situations where it first came out and I was so excited about it, and literally like a week later I wasn't even thinking about it anymore. Like, everyone was done talking about it. I almost forgot about it, honestly. So I'm really glad I decided not to buy it, because I feel like I did that with the Norvina palette. Like, it came out, I was like, it's so pretty. I bought it the first day it launched. And then I ended up being like, this really isn't that great. And I kind of was realizing I'd rather kind of diversify my palette collection. And so I already own 4 Anastasia palettes. I feel like that's enough for me. I love the formula, but I want to try some other brands too. Like, I want to have a more diverse palette collection. It's not to say I want to buy something like just because of the brand or just because it's a different brand, but that's kind of part of the reason why I bought that Billie Beauty Eyes of India palette, which I've hardly gotten a chance to play with yet. But it's a brand that like no one's really ever heard of. It's a very new brand, very much an indie brand, and the colors really spoke to me. And so I bought that, not just because it was an indie brand, but because I really, you know, loved the color story. But like, that's the kind of palettes I want to invest in now, is more like lesser known brands, or at the very least brands that I haven't tried before myself. Like, I've actually never tried an Urban Decay palette. I've never owned an Urban Decay palette before, and so maybe I would want to buy an Urban Decay palette, but their palettes don't really appeal to me that much, so maybe not. But that's just an example. What I'm trying to say is I think I want to kind of stop buying Anastasia palettes unless it's something that I'm like super over the moon excited about for more than just a couple days. You know what I mean? And that I really can't dupe with my collection. But at this point, I mean, I own what, like 10 palettes or so? And I feel like I can dupe just about any palette now, or at least dupe half of a palette. And if I have half of the colors in a palette, I have a really hard time justifying buying it because I already own like half of it, you know? So it's just getting harder and harder to justify buying new eyeshadow palettes. So onto the eyes. Here are the shades that we're working with. We have Howlin' from ColourPop, Beam Me Up from ColourPop, which is kind of like a silvery blue, Glistening from the Anastasia Soft Glam palette, Wild Child from the Anastasia Norvina palette, and then Brunettes Have Fun from the Milani Bold Obsessions palette. So quite an array. I really like the pastel vibe. The thing that's tripping me up about this group of colors is I don't know how to pair the gold and the kind of silvery blue together. I feel like they kind of clash. And so that's what's been kind of tripping me up. But I'm gonna start out the crease with Howlin' from ColourPop, just because that's it's a good starting place. I think I am gonna kind of do a cut crease. I kind of did a practice run of this last night, or I just kind of experimented a little bit with the cut crease, and what did I end up doing? I think it would be easier if it was like just the gold or just the silver on the lid, but I'm trying to figure out a good way to incorporate both without it looking weird. So what I did last night was I cut the crease and then I put the bluish silver on the inner part, like the inner half of my lid, and then the gold on the outer half. And then I kind of patted the pink in the middle, but it looked kind of weird. It was kind of odd. Let me go ahead and cut my crease and then we will go from there. And I kind of did a full cut crease, which I think I'll do again. I think I'll just leave it like that. What do you think? I think I just want to do the gold on the lid for now, and then I'll try to figure out what to do with that bluish color in a little while. I love the way the purple and gold look together. I think it's really pretty. I've actually worn just those two colors as a whole look before. Just the purple in the crease and the gold on the lid, and it's really pretty, just like that. Oh my gosh, you guys, guess what? I just hit pan on glistening. I was not expecting that to happen at all. Well, that's exciting. That's the first time I've hit pan on an eyeshadow roulette color. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I like hardly ever hit pan on eyeshadows. And it happened right here, live on camera. Crazy, oh my gosh. I didn't think I was gonna hit pan. Like, I didn't think it was that far down. I'm so used to my trying to pan the balm palette that everything seems like it's gonna take that long. But okay, so I'm gonna go into the shade Wild Child, which is honestly a really disappointing color. Like, can I just complain for a second? This color is so sheer. What is, like, it looks like it's gonna be so vibrant, and it's not. It's sheer. It's sheer as can be. I think I'm just gonna pat this on the outer part of my lid. I don't really know. I'm just kind of playing. Like, I sort of practiced last night, but I didn't love how it turned out, so we're kind of just doing it all over again. It really is kind of a topper shade, which frustrates me because I want like a bright pink. When I see a bright pink in the pan, I want a bright pink on the eyes. Just kind of redefining that purple. See, like, you can barely see that pink. Maybe I'll do the pink on the inner corner. That could be pretty since it's so light. Like, none of this is even showing up. Okay, I'm gonna go into Beam Me Up now, which is like the silvery blue, and kind of put that on the outer part of my lid now. The pink will just kind of be in the middle. I guess this is gonna turn into kind of what it was. That shade looks so blue. Like, it looks like it's gonna be more silver, but then I think like over that concealer base, it is so blue. Like, it almost looks like that color, which is Baseline. So the pink is getting kind of hidden now, but that's fine. I wasn't a huge fan of that on the outer part anyway. I'm actually gonna do Wild Child, the pink, on the inner corner, because why not? I don't usually put a color on the inner corner, but we'll see. Since this is such a sheer color, I actually really like that. Hey. Okay, so that's actually really pretty. The only color that's left is the deep brown, which is Brunettes Have Fun from Milani. So I think I just wanna, I don't know if this is really cheating, but I'm still using it. I just wanna smudge this on my lower lash line. Last night what I did was I sort of used it as a winged liner by wetting my brush with it, but I think I'd rather skip like a winged liner right now and just do it on the lower lash line. So a lot of color, but I feel like because they're all very pastel, besides the brown obviously, it's bold in that it's colorful, but it's also subtle because it's so light and springy. So I'm just gonna dip into my Nude Dude palette just to use the shade Fearless as a brow bone highlight. I do this a lot since this palette's in my project pan, just trying to get as much use out of it as possible. I can't believe I hit pan on glistening. That was crazy. I'm so glad it happened while I was filming too, because I could share the excitement with you. So before I do mascara, I'm gonna set my face with my Pixie Glow Mist. Just a light spritz of that, because sometimes I go overboard with it and then it's not good. Okay, still kind of went overboard. Now I need mascara to save me from this craziness, because I do look kind of crazy right now. Okay, so the mascara is on. Now for lips, I kind of want to just be boring and do my NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. I think I'm gonna line my lips though with the Jordana Easy Liner in Rose Crush, because it's kind of like, this one's kind of like a peachy pink. I've been wearing it a lot in the spring. Goes really nicely with that gloss, so I think I will do that. Just add a little bit more vibrancy. Now for the gloss. I just feel like this look would not be complete without a gloss. Ooh, so pretty. It's so fresh and springy. Let's see what we think of the eyes now that the mascara is on. I like it. I'm surprised that I like the pink in the inner corner. I was kind of frustrated with that shade because it was so sheer as like a lid shade, but it's actually working really nicely as an inner corner color. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this side. Okay, so that is it for this look. I love, my skin turned out really glowy. I think kind of a combination of that Wet n Wild primer and then the Pixie Glow Mist on top. Loving it. And then that highlighter from e.l.f. just kind of makes my skin look sort of wet. But I am actually really happy with the way this eye look turned out. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. It's so pastel, like there's almost hardly any like real definition to it, but I kind of like that. Let me know if you have any other ideas for how I can create a cohesive look with these shadows. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.